Check out this episode of the Patch Notes from the Pre-Patch Podcast.
Awesome. So moving on, Mr. Enigma. You played No Man's Sky Echoes, the new update.
We got the new update Echoes. We've been hearing rumblings about this. We've been hearing echoes about this recently, ever since they announced their 7-year anniversary. If you guys are not aware of what No Man's Sky is, they continuously push out new updates, like banger updates as well, for free, like multiple times a year. I think this year we've had like four or five now, maybe like 3 or 4. I think
it's 3,
including this one. So
four, including this one.
I think it's 4 including this one. So and each one of those has just built upon this game in general, which is impressive considering where it came from. We always talk about that. This one, they kind of decided to go deeper into like the universe and kind of trying to breathe a little bit of a fresh breath of air into the universe, because granted, they have been bringing a lot of new stuff out. It's kind of gotten a little stale with some of the things that they've brought in. It's been systems, not too many like huge systems other than like piracy and a couple of other things. But they introduced their first new race into the game since the release 7 years ago, which I think they're called Atarians or something like that. They're robots. Which is interesting because
over this.
Yeah, which is interesting because we already have robots. Like we already have the I can't remember their names. I'm blanking on their names right now, but we already have like a robotic race. But this is like legitimately like full robots. And the coolest part about this is like the way that they introduced it is like you have to go on like a quest to find these people, this new race, right? But during that quest, you also get the ability to customize your character with new robotic limbs, new robotic like attire, everything like that. So everything inside of that, yeah, people are going nuts about that because it's just like an entire thing of customization on top of what we already had, which was already a decent amount of customization. On top of that, we also got this thing called and let me try and find where the fuck that is. It's a sci-fi ceremonial staff. I don't know what they call it. But it's like a new multi-tool. Instead of having like a gun like you used to have, it's a staff now that you can like upgrade with different abilities, different, weapons, mining, everything like that. Which people, again, rightfully so, are freaking out about, which is crazy.
Get your Gandalf on.
Yeah. It does look really cool, man. Like they did a really good job with like the customization and everything like that. I haven't got the staff yet, but I have gotten the robot race, and they're both supposedly really good. The robot race alone has impressed me.
Is that who we're seeing
right
here?
Bat.
Is that like this?
Yeah.
Like
yep. all of these
robot?
All of the guys that you're seeing on the screen right now are the robots, as far as I can tell.
Can you play as one of those right off the gate, or like?
No, you have to go and find them. You have to go and unlock it with a quest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So and the only downside about that quest is like you do have to do like the full. As far as I can tell, I didn't get the quest until I had finished like the Atlas quest and all the introductory quests and done some of the stuff from the previous updates. So you do have to do a little bit of work to get to it, which isn't a bad thing if you ask me, because it kind of forces you to like go through and look at some of the other stuff that they've added, like these pirate frigates, which we didn't have. You would have just seen it. They're brand new. They added the pirate faction about I think 2 or 3 updates ago, maybe 3, and they were only in form of like ships. You could run into like pirate faction ships that would attack you. You could take bounties to kill pirate faction ships, everything like that. You could go to these pirate faction space stations, which were really dope. Like they did a really good job with the pirate faction in general. But we had never had frigates, and I'm curious if we can actually find these frigates, these pirate faction frigates, to use for ourselves, because that would be even cooler, in my opinion. Cool. I like the pirate faction. I literally just got the pirate stuff last night. We were talking to Sin, and he was there when I got it. I was like, should I go pirate or not?
Absolutely, you should.
Always like you can join the pirates, or like
you can join the pirates. Yep. You can join the pirates if you're a pirate, though. You can't like, you can go to other systems that aren't pirate faction systems, but you're not going to be able to use like the facilities inside the non-pirate faction systems,
trading and whatnot,
unless you get this like forgiveness plaque or whatever like that, whatever it is. You got to go and do a bunch of like
You have to take an
side
online
missions for it.
class, right?
Pretty much, yeah. It's basically YouTube, pretty much. I mean, it is red. It is YouTube, so
Right,
that's
yeah.
accurate. Yeah,
Exactly.
but they added a bunch of stuff. They added like the ability to start cataloging some of your discoveries. So like they now have like this weird museum that you can like put your holographic discoveries whenever you scan things. Like if you scanned a really dope looking animal, you can now make that into a hologram and decorate and display on your base and everything like that. They also they're saying that they're going to do a new expedition, which if you don't know what expeditions are, those are their seasons. I think they do one of those. It's not that often, but they go for a long period of time, and their drops are really cool. If you did not get into the drops on Twitch, unfortunately they are over, which surprised me because I didn't even know they were doing drops. So that's my bad. I got on the last drop and got the ship off of that. So and those drops on Twitch are huge. Like they give you multi tools, they give you ships, yeah, everything, heads, like cosmetic stuff, everything like that. So I'm hoping that they have another drop, which I'm expecting they will for the actual expedition.
Yeah.
That'd be nice. But
which I think the expedition starts next week.
Should be here pretty quick. Yeah. Which
it's next week.
That's one thing that I have to be like, come on, Sean. Like, come on, guys. You released this the same week that Starfield is going.
Bro, I think that's on purpose, and I commend 100%. Sean Murray for it because I'm just gonna say this is the better Starfield.
There's no way they didn't do that on purpose.
We'll see. I will say it's good. I will say it's good. They did a really good job with it, and I'm really impressed with some of the stuff. We'll have to see, but it definitely it kind of screws me over because I want to play Starfield, but I also want to play this, and like they both fit in the same genre, right? So it's like I have to choose one or the other.
Same genre to a point because I know No Man's Sky has grew to a point now that it does kind of have like a story, right, and like a progression to it.
No, it's had a story since it released, pretty much.
Okay.
They expanded upon it,
but it's more survival than RPG.
Pretty much,
as in Starfield is more RPG than survival.
It's more of an RPG for sure. Yeah.
So
I mean, I mean, the biggest I think that this is where you're drawing your line is like you're dropped in and basically you have kind of a guidance, but you're basically told go.
It's free form.
Go
you
do
can do
whatever the fuck you want, and I love that.
If you want to completely ignore the storyline, you pretty much can. You're going to be missing out on a lot of like your discoveries, your easy discoveries. But yeah, you can completely ignore it if you want to.
Yeah.
But
so the other thing it has is multiplayer. So like if you're a multiplayer guy, like obviously that's a huge thing for Sin, and so. But yeah, it's got some good stuff. They also released with rendering quality improvements, stability performance improvements for across the board for the game. New in particular for PSVR 2 players, which were apparently having some issues with rendering, I think.
Can you play with VR players?
You can't play on VR. Yes.
Yep. Like with PCR.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's all based off of like a system of like drop in, drop out on your friend's
and
world.
Switch.
It's not like and it has a Switch. Yep, it has Switch. I think they really switched on the last one, didn't they? Or was this new?
The Switch,
because this is performance improvements on the Switch. New anti-aliasing solutions, everything like that. I think that was either last one or the pirate one that they released.
Is it still really rare to see other random people in the world, or
no? Like I said,
anymore.
Multiplayer is drop in, drop out. So like if you myself and Sin wanted to play, we could literally get in, play, and be on the same planet.
Right, but like a random person, like say you're just going through planets and you find some random person.
You go
is
to
that more rare, or is it?
So the way
it's all open. Yeah, you go into like I think it's called the Eye. It's like a space station that it's like a hub platform for everybody that you can go into, and you see everybody in the hub platform. It's got like your Twitch turn in place right there. It's got whenever they finally do bring out this expedition, it'll have a little area that it gives expedition quests, and everybody that's there basically gets a notification that somebody accepted an expedition quest, and you can actually like do that expedition quest with them if you want to. Is
there any combat between players or no?
Yep. With that pirate faction PvP? One, they added in PvP and pirates and everything like that. which
Okay.
Sin's probably happy about that because he's the kind of dick that'll go
Not
around
wait
and
to
ruin
bring the
everybody's,
warden to No Man's
ruin
Sky,
everybody's
baby.
fucking
Better
fun,
not be
man.
fishing
So-
on any random planet flagged up. Just
but it
This
is
a game I really need to get into. I
yeah, you
need
do,
to
man.
Give it a shot, man.
it's on
I own
it's
it.
cheap.
I
Oh,
own
you
it.
do own it? Okay.
I own it, man. I have no reason to
Yeah,
not
you
play
have
it.
no reason to not play it, but it is on Xbox Game Pass. So if
Yeah.
you don't own it, it's there on Xbox Game Pass. It's usually on sale for most sales.
Yeah.
From what I've seen, for pretty fucking
I think
cheap,
I got
man.
it for
Like
like
they
$20 or something.
yeah, they
like that.
usually discount it pretty heavily,
Yeah.
but like the amount of content that we've gotten from No Man's Sky over the past 7 years for free completely is it just baffles me, man. And it makes me
and
really
it's
happy to see him because
no
like
stop in sight either.
yeah, it makes me really happy to see it because like they went from being like at the time of their release like one of the most
Hated,
hated
bro.
yeah,
Oh,
one of the
yeah.
most hated fucking developers to like everybody sings their praise
Praised.
now.
Yeah.
So
How much you want to bet
It's
that
crazy, man.
they're gonna add in the ability to like build your ship, like mod a ship, like how you know how like in Starfield it's like this
Like in
like
Starfield, yeah.
director set like build out your
I
ship.
mean, they allow you to build your frigates. Like you can customize the interior of your frigates. You can't customize the exterior
That's what
of
I'm
it.
talking
Like
about,
once
like
you
the exterior.
once you
stuff.
get a frigate, it's like that's the exterior. It would be cool if they did that, but
Bro.
I could see
Yeah.
that coming.
This game, this
Would be
game
interesting.
is legitimately becoming what Star Citizen is.
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
Like by the time
That's
Star
what I
Citizen
was
launches,
gonna
No Man's Sky's gonna be
go
like, well,
into.
yeah.
we're already did it. Like so.
Yeah.
My buddy,
Like,
my buddy Solid will probably fucking crucify you for saying
fine.
anything
Hey,
bad about
It's
it.
solid.
this
Put your
game
comments
have,
down below.
Does this game have VoIP?
Yeah.
I do not believe it has VoIP.
Well, it does. No, it has voice, but you have to be.
Party.
Yeah, I think you have
you're
to
not.
be in the
You
party.
can't just
yeah.
hear like random
Yeah.
chatter.
Because
It's not open chat, yeah.
If they implemented like an open VoIP, like this game would be such a good RP game. Like you were saying, like Star Citizen is like
For sure.
that
Yeah.
space RP game. This game could become that for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, then what's going to happen
really
is
good,
we're actually going to cross worlds with Armored Core. So then you're going to be able to land and then get into
they
your
do
mech
have-
on
yeah,
Armored Core.
They
and then
do
go-
have mechs. They do have mechs in the game. Mechs were added in the game with the Sentinel update. So like once you beat a certain amount of Sentinels or
See?
you do
It's already
a
happened.
quest for Sentinels, you can have a mech that like you can take around and it'll beef up your offensive and you can like attach mining lasers and shit.
It's impressive,
It's
man.
pretty dope, man. Like so
You
the
can't-
shit that they've added into it,
Yeah.
it continuously impresses me the amount of content that we get from them on like literally a yearly basis. Like they again, like I said, it's like 3 or 4, including this one just in this year, I think. So
I mean, I said it in the beginning, and I'll say it again. It's the better Starfield. So I'm just saying. So and
Get outta here, bro.
And speaking of
Hey, I hope you enjoyed the patch notes. And if you want to see more from the Pre-Patch Podcast, don't forget to check us out live every Thursday night at 10:30 p.m. Eastern, or at anchor.fm/Pre-Patch Podcast, or wherever podcasts are listened to. Hope to see you there. Much love.